This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang!
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabe, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabe's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity. With Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance, it keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
Man.
Sports Network, ladies and gentlemen. Can I get a witness and a raucous round of applause for an elite hockey mime and one of my very best friends since I moved to Minnesota in 1998. If you're so inclined, via Twitter or the X machine, follow Kevin at Gorgomatic21 at Gorgomatic21.
Because of the machine.
Covers the Minnesota Wild for FanDuel Sports Network, analyst at Canterbury Park. And as I learned yesterday, I didn't realize the adoration you had for golfer Tommy Fleetwood.
Yes, okay. Absolutely.
I'm not an elite undulation mind, all right? But nevertheless, we working together at the Canterbury Park press box run by Jeff Madej. We have, 14 televisions, something like that, most of it on horse racing. Johnny the Mouse Mickelson, captain of the 83 Wayzata Club hockey team. He'll put on the far two TVs a sporting event or like two sporting events. One of them yesterday was golf. In fact, all weekend. I don't know what tournament it was. I just know Kevin was right next to the TV rooting for Tommy Fleetwood, and I never would have known this, and I know the name Tommy Fleetwood. And he's always in contention for everything. He's fantastic. I had no idea he hadn't won a PGA tournament, and then you were just carrying us through this weekend how great this is for him, the respect he has around the world of golf. Then you see on the social media machines, Justin Rose rooting for him and stuff. But that was a big moment yesterday.
It was, and I didn't have a nickel on the golf tournament. I'm known to spot up on golf. I'll play daily fantasy. When we get down to the Tour Championship, which was what they were playing this weekend in Atlanta, it's 30 guys, so it's really hard to diversify when you're trying to spot up on it. He is just one of those players. If you're a fan of the game, if you watch PGA golf as much as I do, you migrate to. He's one of the really, really good guys in the game. He's got a cool nickname. He's Fairway Jesus with that hair. And he had been so close so many times. Earlier this year, had a one-shot lead going to the 18th. He bogeys. Keegan Bradley birdies right in his face. 164th start on the PGA Tour. Gets his first win. And this is a guy that's traditionally every single year in the top 10 or 12 players in the world. He's won 5 times overseas on the DP World Tour. He's a stud in the Ryder Cup, and we'll see that at Bethpage Black later next month when the Ryder Cup comes around. What an awesome win. You got guys like LeBron James, who I know has tweeted at you.
Stop.
Well, he tweeted at Tommy. Superstars from all over the sports world were watching yesterday, and it was a cool moment.
You know what we were watching yesterday? One person at Canterbury Park, where I'm the race track announcer. Kevin is one of the analysts with Angela Herman. We are the Steam team. You know what we watched yesterday? One person hit the Canterbury Park pick 5 for $18,000. And you know what makes this interesting, Nordo? You'll appreciate this. Is we started our pre-race show yesterday, where, you know, we got a decent crowd in the Cantor Theater in front of us. We had a lot of people there yesterday for unicorns and llamas, a lot of kids and stuff, and more on that later. But I started off with what I called real talk. I said, they don't do this in a lot of tracks. We're not trying to stick out or anything and be like, get in the Pollock report. Boy, they really tell it like it is in journalistic fashion at Canterbury. I'm like, let's have some real talk here. We're nearing the end of the season. We got 11 days left. There are training groups that have left and taken horses. Fields are smaller. Some days we're running only 7 races, which we don't prefer. We're racing some weeks 3 days a week, which we don't prefer. The purses have gone down as we kind of recalibrate. We don't prefer that. So favorites are winning at Canterbury especially on the dirt, at an amazingly high rate over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Which we don't like.
Right, which we don't like. We don't prefer. So I'm laying it out to the crowd to talk about separators. You know, there will be a separator that takes place in these 7 races today for a pick 4 or a pick 5. Saturday, it was a 10-year-old super cool horse named Tuco Bay who won at 8-1, paid $18.80. All right, well, that triggered a pick 5 that paid basically $460-1. Well, so we were talking about separators yesterday and ways to handle shorter price horses winning races, yet still hitting pick 3s, 4s, and 5s. Well, I sure picked a good day to do that, didn't I? I mean, we had small fields yesterday, and looked like super heavy favorites would win. Well, we got this 15-1 shot winning here and this 9-1. I mean, it was
crazy yesterday.
It was unbelievable what happened yesterday, and it triggered a pick 5 that paid $18,000 for 50 cents.
Yeah, but that's so sweet, though, guys. Like last year, and you guys being part of it, I don't need to tell you this, but last year was kind of a trend for a large part of the season where it was generally first, second, third favorite, your top 3 out of the gates. I think it was like north of 40% or something like that.
Was it?
In that area.
Around there, yeah.
We had favorites winning at 40% last year?
Well, the dirt races tend to really move that needle. And the one trend we've seen this year at Canterbury, and we've still got almost a month
10
of
days.
racing. Yeah, but we go till September 20th for people that are planning to come out in the fall.
Think we don't?
Turf racing this year, the average win price on your $2 bet on the turf is around $16 to $17, and that was a part of what happened again yesterday.
Yes,
this Wolfgang production where the jockey and the trainer are a father-son combo. They have like 3 horses in the stable, but they win once every summer, and it's a crazy result.
It's like they walk the horses up 169 from Jordan, and it takes them a month to get there, and then when they get there, we need 2 weeks to train it, and then they win
every year because they've got some nice horses. And Irish Dawn was the horse yesterday. They got loose on the front end of the turf. It won it, 13-14-1, copyright Common Man. And the next thing you know, somebody's out there with a ticket that probably cost them like $48, and they cash for $18,000. It's a really cool part of the game.
That is so sweet, and that's one of my favorite parts. Like, you guys dig in, you're the Steam team, you guys know who these 13 or 14-1 horses are. I'm just trying to find good value.
We don't.
I'm trying to.
I mean, we're compensated too, but
I didn't find that one.
No, I didn't have that one in my top 5, and there were only like 6 horses in the field. But you were saying what?
There's nothing better than finding that needle in the haystack.
Best ever.
And when the 3-1, you always want to have a little bit of cash on the favorites and find your way to the right answers. In a lot of cases, they're favored for a reason. but I've been out there 4 times, and I've hit at least a 10-1 each time that I've been there. And that pays for the entire bit. That pays for the face painting and the pony rides with Ava and Stella.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole bit, man. Nothing. It's been an awesome season from my standpoint as a customer at Canterbury.
Crowds have been great. We're so happy with the
phenomenal.
turnout. Again, yesterday during the state fair with unicorns and llamas, we had another giant crowd. Kids everywhere. It's such a family-friendly spot. Yeah, it was really a cool day yesterday. I had my neighbor out there with her little kid, and they just had so much fun meeting jockeys, getting pictures and autographs. It's a cool place to hang.
Okay, now the fair always has been big and significant for your father, Kenny Gorg.
Yes.
Over the years, okay? I think the most recent times that I've seen him, he's been in a wheelchair, that you've pushed him around here. And I know physically speaking, he's seen better days. We pray for him. But is he able to make it out here this year?
No, he's not going to make it out.
Really?
No.
Is it going to snap a long streak?
It's going to snap a pretty significant streak. He went for the last time last year. He's in assisted living. I appreciate you bringing up my dad's name.
Well, you know
he's the best.
I love you guys, man.
He's 80. He's going to be 86 here this week. We're going to have a little birthday party for him at the place where he stays. We're going to bring some state fair treats there and dress it up and have a good time. I go there 3 times a week to see him in the morning. You would think the hotcakes and sausage from Perkins is right out of Manny's, you walk in with that stuff. And again, I get it. The food there's probably pretty vanilla. And so 3 days a week, I spend my, from like 6:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning bringing them pancakes. Well, the state fair, obviously, they have got the TV coverage on, so we'll watch it, and it makes him feel good, right? It's a part of his, his entire life. Like I said, he's going to be 86. This was his very favorite thing to do, so now we bring it to him.
Football. Nordo's all over your beloved Broncos.
Yeah, so am I.
He just, whenever
what
we
could
bring
possibly go wrong?
Whenever we bring up football topics, it always morphs back to the Broncos somehow. And that's Kevin's lifetime favorite team, along with the Minnesota Vikings. Is it true, you guys, and I think I've heard Nordo say this, is it true that you guys envision an AFC title game berth? Not a Super Bowl berth, but your beloved Broncos making it to the AFC Championship game.
I mean, there's a path there, but man, when you look at the AFC, it looks very top heavy. When you look at Buffalo, when you look at Baltimore, when you look at the upper echelon, including Kansas City,
don't play scared.
But I will say this: the Broncos are young, they're ascending, and even though I'm not a huge fan of Sean Payton, the guy is obviously
he's phenomenal,
a great football coach.
Yes,
I think the NFC is far more wide open after you get past the Philadelphia Eagles. Who do you really like in the NFC? There's a path for the Broncos for sure. Am I going to spot up this week in Iowa on the Broncos to win their division? 100%. I think going to the Super Bowl, even getting to that AFC Championship game, is still probably a year or two away, but with Bo Nix, I like the direction they're going.
R.J. Harvey is going to make Chris Jones want to retire early.
Who's R.J. Harvey?
Their rookie running back.
He started at Virginia as a quarterback, all right? Entered the portal, went to Central Florida.
How do you know this?
I'm a Bronco fan.
Wow.
And they turned him not only into a running back that was serviceable, his last 2 years at Central Florida, the kid blew up. He's a stud.
Yeah.
Now they've got J.K. Dobbins to be their Eckler, their little pass-catching guy. They've got this beast in the backfield. He's like a bowling ball. He's 5'8".
What about that Javonte, the green thing?
Javonte Williams?
Yeah, Williams.
He's in Dallas. He's going to do with Jerry Jones and all that drama.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
All right,
that's the missing piece of your team, man. I mean, the defense is going to be better this year.
Is going to
who's going to catch it? Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton's a stud.
Yeah.
Mims has an awesome connection with Nix, too.
And do not sleep on the addition of Evan Ingram. That is one of those tight ends you get in your fantasy draft late in the draft.
Yeah.
This guy's going to be a red zone problem.
Do they still have a little Jordan Humphrey? I mean, little Jordan Humphrey follows Sean Payton wherever he goes.
I just like hearing you say little Jordan Humphrey.
Yeah, no, it's not little. It's
is there
little,
an apostrophe in there? Like they put the apostrophe on the certificate?
Yeah, it's little Jordan Humphrey.
They got Trent Sherfield. Don't forget about him.
Well, the Broncos in the AFC West, it's when I talk about the AFC and some of the outsiders like Denver. I mean, for Denver to get to the AFC title game would be an upset. It wouldn't be, a super long shot, but it still would be an upset. Why? Just think about this. And I've wrapped my mind around it so much the last month and change that I've said it 9 to noon a million times. Think about the gauntlet you have to get through. So Denver probably will be a wild card team. Might win the AFC West, but if it wins it, now it has to have a better record than Buffalo. Buffalo might be sitting on 15 wins.
They look tough
in that division of the whole thing. So, nevertheless, road game. Maybe a home game, or kind of like what the Vikings went through last year, where they got to start on the road as a 14-win team. If that's the case, home or road. All right, cool. So who do we get the first game? The Ravens are a wild card. Cool. All right, Lamar. All right, cool. We won that one. Where do we go now? Oh, Kansas City. We get Patrick. Oh, we won that one. Where do we go now? Buffalo. Orchard Park in January to play Josh Allen. To get through those three quarterbacks, that's unbelievably tough.
It is tough. And the AFC is, as I mentioned, very, very top-heavy. I look at the NFC as a completely different animal. Philadelphia is clearly the number one. And after that,
Agreed.
There are like 8 or 10 teams that are probably next in line.
Yeah.
We got cheated in 1998 out of a lot of things. And
Who's we?
All of us Bronco and Viking fans.
Your team won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Cheated
but I wanted that matchup so bad. And maybe it'll happen. Our mutual friend Petey, the guy that loves the Queenies, has a ticket right now at 150 to 1. It's an exacta ticket. Denver and Minnesota both to reach the Super Bowl, 150 to 1. And by the way, they're both getting bet in the Super Bowl market. The Broncos and Vikings are the identical price. They're 25 to 1, kind of in that next wave after the favorites. So some of the sharps like us.
See, too.
Well,
I think they have to get out of the West. To your point, PA,
big time.
They got to win the division.
They win that division.
Yeah.
It's a bit hyperbolic the way that I look at it. I just love what Peyton did with Knicks, and I think the run game is the missing asset. Garrett Bowles, one of the better left tackles in the league. McRitchie on the other side.
Well, their front seven is unbelievably good. Now they got those two nice corners.
Oh, Jahdae Barron, they drafted him first round. So, but just the way we were talking about it last week, whether if you're the Steelers, you got to win the AFC North. If you're the Bengals, for instance, Joe, to go on the road 3 times, good freaking luck, your season's over, especially with that defense. If the Broncos find their way to winning the West, and that's not impossible, and they get to host, they get to bring Lamar up to Mile High. No, you're moving on. You're moving
I agree.
on. And
I
then you'll get absolutely waxed in Buffalo.
Okay.
They did last year.
Well, but I mean, Bo needed it. It was on the road.
I was so happy. I'm on the road at the Wild. I'm in my hotel room. I have a morning off. We march right down the field. I mean, Bo Nix looks like the next coming of John Elway, right? He's out there calling audibles. We march right down, put the ball in the end zone. It's 7-0 Broncos. They never score again, and they get housed like 38-7.
Vikings fans, if you want to tie that together to what you know, think Minneapolis Miracle, and then we go to Philadelphia. There's Kyle Rudolph.
7-play drive.
We're unstoppable. I mean, we just had a miracle, and then now this is happening in Philadelphia. And what we get outscored after that? 38-0, something like that?
Indeed, it was 38-0.
Was it?
After that.
Holy cow.
Flickers. Look there. But running over Sendejo. It was awful.
We mentioned the quarterbacks in the AFC and that gauntlet through which you have, if you're Joey Burrow, Bo Nix, Justin Herbert, whomever you are with a good, maybe a very good, or just a good team, I mean, getting through that gauntlet, it's virtually impossible to get through all 3 of those teams. And guess what? You're going to have to beat 2 of them if you want to get to the Super Bowl, 2 at least. But then you take it to the next layer, where I'm in the camp, like I talked about it last week when we did a season wins total bit. What's the what are the Chiefs at? 10.5?
Yeah, Chiefs I thought were 10.5.
Maybe okay. Well, they're not
right.
They're not going 11-0 in one score games this year.
No.
It's just not. It might be 10-1. It might be 9-2. It ain't going to be 11-0. The Raiders actually play the Chiefs better than the Broncos.
Amazing.
And that may start to change a little with super special Bo Nix, but even when the Raiders are 3-win terrorism, they push the Chiefs right down to the wire or they beat them. So that's going to have to be figured out for the Broncos. But we talked about the quarterbacks, how about the head coaches in that division? Sean Payton, Andy Reid, Pete Carroll, and Jim Harbaugh.
How about that?
This is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Every one of those guys is elite at their craft. Every single one of them. Speaking of elite.
Dan Cole, the common man, ladies and gentlemen. Ack-ack-a-dack, give the program a whack. This, by the way, is our Steve's Appliances Marathon segment, stevesappliances.com. When you go to the website, hit Shop Deals, and then go say hello to Brian and or Sarah, Salt of the Earth Human Beings in Mounds View. If you need appliances, 9 to noon sends you the way of Steve's Appliances. Nordo got, did you get a washer and dryer or just a washer?
Yeah, I got a washer and dryer, yes. Yep. And it was absolutely perfect.
Free delivery, the recycling part being free, I guess
that's the best part.
It's abnormal, I guess, as the appliance game goes, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that was it wasn't a thing, but it isn't. And no, they were perfect, man. They showed up, they were installed tremendously in 3 days. No, I love what they did for me.
And my sources tell me you may be back there relatively soon due to something in your kitchen.
No, it feels like...
What happened?
I wish you could stagger appliance purchases.
Yeah.
Because it feels like whether it's we got a double oven situation and there's a blower fan or something. So I'm going to watch a couple of YouTube videos today.
Oh, great.
Potentially hurt myself and or cause issues in the house.
Right.
But I might be back at Steve's here pretty quickly.
StevesAppliances.com. StevesAppliances.com. Wouldn't push it that hard if I did not love them the way I do. Kevin Gorg at Gorgomatic21 via the X Machine, FanDuel Sports Network. He's a ringside analyst for the Minnesota Wild. And I'm going to guess, don't tell me, I think you've done that job 17 years.
Pretty close. This will be my 20th season with the Minnesota Wild. Really
Give it up.
Forward to it. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of
lines
fun.
are long, gigs are hard to find in these games, man, and you've held it for 2 decades. Well done. What excites you about this season?
Well, what excites me most is I feel like the Wild are sitting on a year where they're likely going to be healthy for once. The last 2 seasons, they have been decimated throughout the regular season by injuries. So I feel like they're almost due to have a year where they're going to have injuries. It's hockey, less. And what really excites me the most about this squad, there's a handful of young players that we've either seen a little bit of or we've heard about that are all going to come into the mix this year. You know, led by the goaltender Volstad, who was a first-round draft pick. Guys like Liam Ogren, Juracek on the blue line, Zeev Boyum. Got a handful of guys that I think are ready to take a step, and really a critical step, because if the Wild are going to be a big-time factor in the Western Conference, they're going to rely on these guys to make that big move forward. And I think they've got a couple, 2, 3 that are actually going to do it. And this team could be really good this year.
Marco Rossi signed a 3-year deal over the weekend. Your thoughts?
Well, I think if you're looking at this pragmatically, the Wild got what they needed. That was the term that they initially offered that Rossi and his agent turned down. And I think both sides get something out of this, because now Rossi signs a shorter deal. It's called a bridge deal for a reason. It gives him a chance for the next 3 years to prove that he deserves money like a Matt Boldy's going to get, and so or already has. And so give him 3 years to do that. It looks like Rossi's on the come. I know the whole playoff thing with Hartman catching fire and Rossi being demoted. That's water under the bridge. Now let's focus on what lies ahead.
Yeah.
He's on your power play. He's got great puck skills. He's unafraid to go to the net. If he can start to produce a little bit more, maybe get into that 25 to 30 goal range, then he's probably going to get that contract he wanted this time around, and he's got the bridge deal to now show the Minnesota Wild. And from the Wild perspective, they got exactly what they wanted. They got the term they needed at $5 million a year.
Yeah. What's your level of confidence in that if he can produce? It was just kind of a weird vibe, Gorgie, where it was he is going to be traded. It was almost spoken of as if it was an inevitability. I don't know if this new contract potentially actually could increase the idea of trading him, where you have term and you have physical dollars. You don't have to mention, new team doesn't have to deal with a re-up. But your level of confidence in Rossi producing on that if.
Well, we've seen it the last couple of years, and this is a kid that at a critical time in his development missed an entire season with that health scare during COVID.
Yeah.
So he's still young. He's in his early 20s. He's still ascending. I have confidence, and I just think that it's important for Marco Rossi now to let all that other drama from last year melt away. And, learn from Tommy Fleetwood. Like, even if you go through some tough times, move forward. And he has the capabilities to be a great offensive weapon in this lineup. He sees the game different. He has the puck skills. He's on the power play. Like, I think it's all right there for Marco. And knowing him like I do, that kid cares so much about winning. Like, if you're around Marco Rossi and you watch the way this kid works when the cameras aren't rolling, when people aren't around, like, this kid's got that drive because he's a smaller player, he wants to prove it. So I think it's right there. I believe in Marco Rossi. I didn't want them to move him. Sure, could it happen? Absolutely. But I think this kid brings a lot of value to the Minnesota Wild's lineup, especially when you consider that he plays that center position, which is always an area where you can never have enough guys with skill.
Kaprizov, though, when we return, we'll get Kevin's thoughts on what's next for Kirill Kaprizov and mix in some more sporting frivolity as 9 to noon is wont to do. He's Kevin Gorg from FanDuel Sports Network. That's Eric Nordquist. He produces 9 to noon, and I'm Paul Allen. We are into the penultimate for this beautiful Monday at the State Fair on KFAN.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1. It's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This is Julian Edelman from Games with Names. Anyone else feeling hungry? Because Applebee's just cooked up the ultimate option play with their new Ultimate Trio deal. You can choose from 3 of their delicious appetizers and pair them up with 3 sauces for just $14.99. Craft your perfect trio from over 80,000 different combinations in this flavor-packed plate built for one, or to share if you're generous. You could stick with the classic pairings like boneless wings and buffalo sauce, mozzarella sticks and marinara, or brew pub pretzels with white cheddar beer cheese. Or you could spice things up and try some unexpected combinations like dipping chicken wonton tacos in their honey Dijon mustard. The choice is yours. The Ultimate Trio is the perfect way to hit all your cravings in one plate and turn appetizers into an entree. It's time to head to your neighborhood Applebee's or order online today. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
Talk about stepping up.
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Dan.
Welcome back, 9 to noon, live from the Minnesota State Fair. The host, he'll be returning shortly. As I said, Mr. Gorg, sometimes you just got to, some part of the battle is just keeping him in the box. And when he gets out of the box, you don't know. But I anticipate we'll be seeing him again soon. Kevin Gorg with me, Nordo. And to build off of, I wanted to get to where PA teased into the break. This Kirill Kaprizov thing.
I know. Listen,
level of worry, level of negativity.
No worry yet. From day one, I've said the same thing. I have full confidence that Kirill has zero interest in leaving. Now, I could be proven wrong. I don't have it. Like, I didn't have a conversation with Kirill. I've watched him and I know him and I understand how comfortable he is here. And I think he knows and he believes that this team has the core to make a run. But until you actually see the team make a run, I understand the doubts that might creep into everybody's mind. I'll say this. All along, I thought it'd be 8 years, around $120 million. And if it didn't get done before he steps on the ice for training camp, that would be the first time I would have just a little bit of worry. Okay. Remember, the Wild have a great position. They can pay more. They can give him longer term. And if you're Kirill and his agent and you even have a little inkling that you want to test the market, are you going to wait an entire season and roll the dice that your superstar, who has been hurt the last couple of seasons, goes through a year without being hurt again? Because if he does have that type of injury, your value in terms of the open market at the end of the year when your term is up with Minnesota would be depleted significantly. So I've said all along, if you're Kirill Kaprizov and you believe this team can win, then they can pay you more and you can have longer term here. And this is your next and probably final contract. So let's make it count. I think it'll happen. I think it'll be announced right before training camp, and I think all will be good.
So how much part of this, like throughout the summer, just kind of not fantasizing, that's the wrong word, but kind of just projecting mentally forward in terms of what this will look like? How much factored into in terms of, well, Bill Guerin has to prove something? Was there ever an element to that where through, hey, the buyouts are done, and so now what kind of measured spending spree potentially can take place? You add a Nico Sturm, you bring in Tarasenko, some of those things that provided more groans maybe than oohs and ahs among many of the hardcores in the state of hockey. But in the end, how much of this factors in terms of Bill Guerin needing to show this team wants to win, this is the right team, this is the right spot, and you're going to get more money than you will anywhere else, but you're also going to have the chance to win a lot of games with this group. Any work on the plate of Billy there?
Well, I think if you're Bill Guerin, and I think Billy's a pretty sharp guy, I think you have that conversation last year before at your exit meeting with your players, and you talk to Kirill about, you show Kirill when this team was healthy, before the dead money went away, before any moves were made, when this team was healthy at the holiday break last year into New Year's, they had the most points and the best point percentage in the National Hockey League.
Well, and Kirill was on his way to a trophy.
And he was the favorite, the betting favorite in all sports books to be the MVP of the league. So it's doable here. He knows that.
Okay.
And then when the moves come through, and it is subtle, right? But Tarasenko is a very good friend of Kirill Kaprizov's. He's going to be a factor on the power play. Nico Sturm's a two-time Cup winner that's going to solidify that two-way role at the bottom end of the lineup. But you remind him the flexibility for the first time in years that this team will have to make a move within the season, specifically if the team's in a great position to upgrade at the trade deadline when March rolls around. So they've got a really cool spot right now, and now you've kept room on the roster for some of the young players I talked about already that the Wild need to figure out, like, what Liam Ogren's going to be here long term.
Yeah.
He looks and feels like a top six forward, but he has to go out and prove that. What are we going to get from Juracek on the blue line? I think we know that Zeev Boyum is special, and I think we're going to see the 19-year-old take a big step forward. But Bill Guerin has a lot of this stuff percolating, and I think Kirill and his agent are smart enough to see the writing on the wall. He's comfortable here. He's got great friends in that locker room. They added Tarasenko. They're a team that I think can make a run. Now you have to, again, make sure it's the term and the money that's going to lock this guy up, because this is his last big deal.
You mentioned defensively. How tough is it going to be to make that transition where, and talking about health, right? Like Spurgeon and Brodin, these are a couple of guys, mainstays that have earned their keep, certainly. A lot of nicks, a lot of injuries, and so whether it's Juracek and it's Zeev, like making that transition, how confident do you feel about that?
Well, we're going to start the season likely with Jonas Brodin on the men. He's probably going to miss the first couple weeks, it sounds like. Certainly that's a part of the story. You can't run from it. Both players have played such a significant role for this team for so long, but both players take a lot of punishment. When you play the blue line in the National Hockey League, and but he says pucks get deep, right? The old cliche. Well, when they get deep, you're going to go back and retrieve them. You're going to take a hit to make a play. And both those guys, especially Spurgeon, a little smaller in stature, have taken a lot of punishment. Teams know how valuable they are. They're going to take runs at these guys. It's obviously part of the strategy to wear them down. So no question, that's a part of the story. If you have some depth there and players like Juracek and Boyum step up, you can weather some of those injury storms.
So I'm trying to figure out, we may not have enough Russians on the team. That might play into this Kirill Kaprizov conversation more. But one that I think we're anticipating, a highly anticipated debut of, Mr. Yurov. What excites you about seeing Danilo over here?
Well, he put up some good numbers in the KHL as a youngster, numbers that were kind of on par with what Kirill did as a youngster. Now, we'll see how it translates. Remember, when Kirill came over, he was a far more polished player. He was older. He was more established. So I think you're going to have to, as a Wild fan, watch with a little different lens. But even if he starts on the third line and he's your third line center and it doesn't look like he's out of position, you're going to get some pretty good matchups. The guy clearly has skill, and the guy clearly has potential to elevate as, these first couple years come his way into a top six role. So it's another Russian, along with Tarasenko, along with Kaprizov. I think there's some chemistry there. There's some comfort there that I think will help all three. But certainly he is a part of the excitement I have for getting to training camp.
Which road arenas do you always enjoy?
Without a doubt, number one with a bullet, Madison Square Garden in New York. It could be a nondescript Monday night in the middle of a winter like January. You walk in there and it feels different. So MSG, number one with a bullet. Chicago's extraordinary because of the anthem. There's no anthem like it.
Yeah.
The crowd cheers the entire time. It's always full. It's loud. Even when the Blackhawks are down like they are right now, that's a really cool place.
Did they still play the Fratellis there? The goal song?
Yes, I hate that song.
How's it go?
Reminds me of those playoff losses.
Glad
I get
I asked.
cranky. Yeah, don't care for it. So those are two easy ones, and then there's some sneaky good ones too. Like, you've been to Ball Arena. That place gets loud.
Fantastic.
Avalanche are always good. They've got great.
And you got Rochi.
And you got Rochi doing the lead vocals in arena, and you've got a lot of Wild fans there, so there's some green sweaters mixed in. Don't sleep on the trip out to Denver. It is worth your time as a Wild fan.
What about Seattle?
Seattle's cool. Yeah, Seattle's really cool.
The arena?
The arena's like underground. Like, you walk up.
So is the team. But anyway.
But it's a cool place, and the scoreboards are over each net, and they're triangular, so it's a completely different looking arena. But it's a new product, so it's jam-packed. It's got a good atmosphere, and the other team that probably Seattle and Utah kind of get clumped together.
Yeah,
don't sleep on Utah. They've got a team that looks like they're ready to make a little climb too. It's going to be fun. Like hockey season, you can feel the weather turn. The Vikings are getting going. Training camp for us is a month away. It's getting to be that time of year.
Are there any? Maybe Madison Square Garden is the answer. Maybe United Center. Any super old school arenas that are just decrepit, that are just like the locker room's too small? And I have a point to this, too, involving Nissan Stadium.
I'll tell you, it's a recent arena that I've been to for many, many years. The Nassau County Coliseum on Long Island was that arena.
Yeah.
I walked in like a little kid. I watched all those teams in the early 80s, the dynasty that was Mike Bossy and Brian Trache and Billy Smith. Remember, just 3 or 4 years ago, they were still playing there. It was completely outdated. The locker rooms were awful. You stayed in this really weird area. It was like you were time traveling back to the 70s, but there was something special about being in that building. Now they've got a brand new, beautiful arena connected to Belmont Park. It's awesome, but I would still rather go watch a game at Nassau County because I'm old school.
There's not really that much special about Nissan Stadium, except maybe when the late Steve McNair played there, and they were really good. But so they have a new stadium popping up in 2027. It's called New Nissan Stadium. All right, so forget the creativity or lack thereof with the new Nissan Stadium. It's being built right next to the current stadium. So I was wondering why the Titans were strapped with playing their first 2 preseason games on the road. They were at Tampa Bay, then they were at Atlanta. And then I guess because you have to have a home preseason game, they acquiesced and said, like, yeah, sure, we'll have one. Just bring the Vikings in. It's because they're building stuff right next to it, and the roads are all closed, and makes it easier for the construction people when the Titans are not practicing or playing there.
Fair enough.
Okay, cool. Well, this is their first game they've had at Nissan Stadium, our game last Friday, since last year. So I can't speak for the majority of the stadium because I don't get around the whole thing. But when we roll in there and I'm walking up to the Vox box, all right, they're just starting to open stuff. There's a guy at some hot dog, brat, chicken stand just giving it to somebody who works at the stadium because nothing's working. I can't get my fryer to work. Well, this worked last year. It's not working now. Okay, so after my first pregame hit with Muss, going back to the Vox box, I stopped by just to see, what's happening here, because it was right where the elevator goes up to the press level, and still wasn't working. All right. Well, now things were a lot more calm, but they couldn't get things working.
Oof.
So then I get to the announcer's booth at Nissan Stadium, the Vox box. Well, the key light above me was out. Okay. Hadn't been replaced since last year.
That's not good.
Well, the national radio booth next door, which was used for injured Titans, both their lights were out. Down where Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah and the Vikings personnel staff sit, they had a light out and their TV didn't work. Well, the TV in the Vox box didn't work either. This guy comes in there, googly goo, whatever. Abbott was on the trip producing, and so we're going to replace the TV. All right, well, cool. I mean, I got all my stuff taped up, so we got to take all this stuff down.
It's a clip,
absolute clip. 45 minutes before the game. Oh, by the way, we got 180 players set to execute their toil, so that's easy too. So my man in there is replacing the TV. Well, when he takes the TV out, just this cloud of dust and bugs and then cobwebs back there. I'm not kidding you. They hadn't looked at this place since they closed last year because they don't care, because they have a new stadium on the horizon. All right, so cool, man. We all scoot over and everything. At least it's not humid. The heat index is 103. We got 30 people in a tiny Vox box, and I'm sweating off a fourth chin. And so now my man comes in with a second TV, all right, does the whole thing. Won't work. He can't get the TV to work.
Oof.
So 2 TVs. Now we're 15 minutes into the equation. We're about 35 from the game. Abbott looks at the next booth and says, well, why don't you just turn that TV around and we can look at it from the next booth? The guy said, good idea. So, of course, he went, and instead of just turning around the TV that worked, he said, no, we're going to bring it in, and you're going to have a TV. Cool. So he brings the TV in. Now we're 30-ish minutes into this equation, and it's humid, and he's all over me. And so, therefore, my binoculars are fogging up because I got too much perspiration in my eyebrows, and it was all humid and everything. So I'm going pear-shaped, and we can't. And my man can't set up the TV, so he sets it up, and it turns on. Then it's pixelating. Then it's going through all the channels and everything, and he's like, it stops on Hallmark. All right,
no.
And he's like, no, we're cool. Hits the remote, doesn't work. It's like, cool, we got batteries. Puts batteries in, does it again, doesn't work. TV stuck on Hallmark. All right, so he starts messing with the buttons to manually change it like he's playing Galaga. Just mashing on that thing. Nothing's happening. Then finally, it takes off. And I'm like, I'm with this thing. Well, it stops on Lifetime. Okay, right? The channel after where we need to be. Does it again, playing Asteroids Galaga again. Keeps rolling around. Stops on, I think, Wii. So we have Wii, Oxygen, Lifetime, and Hallmark. I've seen everything that they have to offer there, except for what we need to see, Vikings and Titans. Now we're 20 minutes from the game. And so he tries it again, and then it stops on the channel. But the channel has the pixelating bit. Where it just, so finally he messes with something that finally worked, and everything ended up being status quo. That was like 40 minutes in the humidity in a booth that had 30 people in it for whatever the reason, in a stadium where they have the new stadium being built right next to them. So it's like the ultimate tease. It's like, why do I have to care about these lights? Why do I have to care about this TV? We're going to be in that bad boy in a year and change. You know what I mean?
And you likely won't be down there again. The Vikings don't play Tennessee that often.
Unless it's preseason.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a break. I appreciate you, brother.
Love you,
Hey, love you too. Kevin Gorg, ladies and gentlemen, FanDuel Sports Network. That is an elite hockey.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
This is Julian Edelman from Games with Names. Anyone else feeling hungry? Because Applebee's just cooked up the ultimate option play with their new Ultimate Trio deal. You can choose from 3 of their delicious appetizers and pair them up with 3 sauces for just $14.99. Craft your perfect trio from over 80,000 different combinations in this flavor-packed plate built for one, or to share if you're generous. You could stick with the classic pairings like boneless wings and buffalo sauce, mozzarella sticks and marinara, or brew pub pretzels with white cheddar beer cheese. Or you could spice things up and try some unexpected combinations like dipping chicken wonton tacos in their honey Dijon mustard. The choice is yours. The Ultimate Trio is the perfect way to hit all your cravings in one plate and turn appetizers into an entree. It's time to head to your neighborhood Applebee's or order online today. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
Talk about stepping up.
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Wasn't that delicious?
So good.
Your bill, ladies.
I got it.
No, I got it.
Seriously, I insist. I insisted first.
Oh, don't be silly.
You don't be silly.
People with the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card prefer to pay because they earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors for it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No!
The Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card. Visit wellsfargo.com/activecash. Terms apply.
All right, back after this. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for stopping by Carousel Park to take in some 9 to noon at FM 100.3 KFAN. And thank you for listening to The Fan, if and or whenever you do. It's not lost on us, the dedication people have had to KFAN for many, many years, many, many decades, quite honestly. Thus, the leader. And on behalf of all of us, we do greatly appreciate it. Dan Cole, the common man on the program, is around the corner, followed by Bumper to Bumper with Barrero. Tomorrow, 9 to noon, if you happen to be listening, we have one of my favorite moments of the State Fair. Nordo leads it. It's called the Great NFC North Debate. Our Detroit Lions representation, Jason Hatch, a good friend of mine, was not able to make it this year. So we're going to have, we'll have Lavelli Neal III representing the Bears and Super Special Cinny representing the Green Bay Packers. That'll be tomorrow, along with Mick Tocchet. And Gophers hockey coach Bob Motzko will join us here. He's Nordo. I'm Paul Allen. God bless all of you and be safe today, okay? Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Every day has a to-do list, but adding Enjoy Belvita to yours can help you knock out the rest of it. Belvita breakfast biscuits are a tasty and convenient breakfast option when paired with low-fat yogurt and fruit that provides steady energy all morning. While Belvita Energy Snack Bites give you the perfect mid-morning refuel. Best part, they both taste great. So make the most out of your morning with a bite of Belvita. Pick up a pack of Belvita at your local store today.
The day begins at the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club at Boston Logan Airport. You get the clam chowder. In San Diego, it's tostadas. New York, espresso martini. It's 10 a.m. Why not? It's the quiet before your next flight, the shower that resets your day, the menu that lets you know where you are. This is access to over 1,300 airport lounges and every Sapphire Lounge by the club. And one card that gets you in. Chase Sapphire Reserve, the most rewarding card.
Learn more at chase.com/Sapphire Reserve. Cards issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval.
Fox One is now live. It's the new way to stream all your Fox favorites all in one place. That means NFL Sundays and college football games, breaking news with the Fox voices you trust, and your favorite shows streamed as they happen so nothing gets spoiled. With Fox One, you get it all live. Edge-of-your-seat plays, jaw-dropping moments, and that feeling like you're right there in the action. Start your 7-day trial today. Offers are subject to change. Go to Fox One for complete terms and conditions. Fox One, we live for live. Streaming now.